Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tech Minds podcast by JIC. Today, it's our honor to welcome Professor Muhammad Sohail Rahman, professor in Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology. So, we are honored to have you with us in this podcast, Professor Muhammad.
Thank you very much for your introduction. The honor is mine. I'm very happy to be here.
Dr. Muhammad, fields of interest is AI in the medical field. So we need to know more about your research activities and the background in this area.
Okay, it's a vast field, as you know, and I am just working in a small area, applying AI and machine learning in different parts of medical sector, particularly in disease diagnosis, disease modeling, as well as applying natural language processing to, for example, mine the literature to get the best research works out of the literature automatically so that the other researchers could work on these sort of things. So I work in various subfields of AI and machine learning, applying in medical sector and so on.
Can you know more about the applications of AI in the medical field? What are you really doing in terms of innovative applications?
Okay, there are so many things to do. I'm just going to give an example, very recent example. Probably you know about this technology, which is called the CRISPR-Cas9 technology. This is more related to gene editing. So suppose you have a disease which you have inherited from your ancestors or from your parents and so on. So what we can do now, that is in the medical sector, what they can do now is they can edit the particular mutation from the DNA and get it out and put the right base pairs within the DNA so that you don't have the disease anymore. So where do we come into play is that these sort of applications, these sort of tests, they need a lot of expenditure as well as time when they do it in clinical setting. So with applying AI and machine learning, we can filter out the candidates and then give a small set of candidates to the medical practitioner so that they can only test those small set of candidates. So from expenditure point of view as well as from time point of view, they will do it faster. So this is where we come into play. We are applying AI and machine learning to sort of filter out and identify the most promising candidates where the medical practitioners can work on. This is one example.
That's very interesting, and it's really promising for the future of
Hopefully,
humanity.
yeah.
So, what are the challenges so far in this area?
For example, there are two sets of challenges. One for the medical sector. I give you one story which I think will interest the audience. You know about there was a controversial experimentation done by one Chinese scientist, I think back in 2019, where they applied this technology on embryo, at the embryo level, so that the child that will be born would be without a certain disease in some sense. So what they actually did is he took a parent where the father was HIV positive, but the mother was HIV negative, and his whole idea was to inhibit one particular gene from the embryo so that the baby, after being born, can defend her from HIV infection. Okay, but this created a lot of chaos, a lot of fiasco, because there was a question whether ethical approval was taken before he took this experimentation on. But the point that I'm trying to make is this has given us the possibility to do these sort of things. You can think of a future where we can probably have disease-free human beings, and I know that there are clinical trials, successful clinical trials for another disease which is called sickle cell anemia. The idea is again to have the mutated gene replaced by a healthy gene so that you do not have the disease anymore. So the one challenge from medical sector is this: we have ethical issues, we have other problems as well, like it's very expensive, time consuming. From our side, from AI and ML practitioners, we need data. So one problem that we have is we do not have enough data sometimes. Sometimes we have data which are not curated. And when we have very good data, then we can apply the ML models so that we can get good results and so on. You see?
Yeah, so it's all about AI and machine learning and
From
right,
our side, yes,
data
yes. From
processing
our side, this is all
from your
about AI and
side.
machine. We do not know much about the medical side, in fact. So we know the
Exactly.
problem that we have this data, we have a ground truth that these, for example, what we are trying to do is find a particular sequence which we call the guided RNA, and we want to provide this sequence to the medical practitioner so that they can test with it, you know.
Yeah. So that's really interesting, and I know that many students will be interested in this
Hopefully,
area.
hopefully.
Yeah. So what do you recommend for students? What resources, what learning resources, or what kind of books could they read in order really to get involved in this AI revolution?
No, but I think your students are already involved in AI and ML, because I don't think there are anyone among the students who are not interested in AI and ML in nowadays. And if we talk about books, I would strongly suggest to start with it's a very famous book of AI, Foundation of AI by Russell and Norvig. And there are if you want to work on deep learning, for example, which is advanced, much advanced, you can use, there is a very famous book which is I think a bestseller, Dived into Deep Learning, something like that. And I would also suggest to take many online resources. There are a lot of online resources, like maybe 90 hours of lessons, and they have like practical lessons and so on. So I think they can use these online resources to learn these things. And the area we are talking about, this is more on computational biology, so application of AI in life sciences or computational biology. So after you have got some expertise in AI and machine learning, you can switch to different topics, you know, not only in computational biology, you can go into different other fields as well. So the possibilities are immense.
Yeah. So that's really interesting, and I think students should keep on exploring
Exactly.
in the area of technology and AI. It will never stop
It's
evolving.
not stoppable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I would like to thank you for all the information and thank you for your time. It was really interesting to know about all your research activities and your scientific journey. And it was an honor to have you in our podcast. And thanks to all our audience. And hopefully, uh, they can join us in our next episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa
Alaikum
rahmatullah.
salam.